Hey everybody, Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share yet another update on my experience with the Sony A7 and its Wi-Fi smart remote control app. So I covered this recently, and Sony already has updated the application, and I'm glad that they have because it's an improvement, no question about it. So I'm here to share it with you. If you're looking to figure out how to update it, essentially you're just going to want to hit Menu, and right now I'm in the actual application, but you'll go into their application store, basically view the app itself, and it'll show you the update. And as long as you've already connected your camera to your home network or a Wi-Fi network in general that has internet access, and also logged into the Play Memories store, because you do have to have a Sony Play Memory account, you'll then be able to update the application. With that out of the way, let's focus on the actual update itself. You can see the actual menu for the application. This is not a new thing. This is something introduced with the NEX lineup in a previous update to the Wi-Fi Smart Remote Control app, and it was a very good update, and it's carried over here, and basically just gives you access to everything that you could possibly want for the app, whether we're just talking about basic stuff like the image size, quality, drive mode, focus mode, exposure, ISO. Of course, you can't be an auto to get that, metering mode. I mean, these are things you don't necessarily expect. So a very full-fledged application for what used to be just a crude smart remote app. But if I go ahead and hit menu, take us back to what appears to just be the camera working regularly. You can see I can fire off a shot, no problem. That's another thing that wasn't available when we were actually connected to our Wi-Fi device of choice. And that's because Sony used to basically disable all camera function and put it to whatever was controlling it. So your Wi-Fi, iOS, or Android-driven device would act as the only control. Now we've got the ability to still use our camera, which is a good thing because it's clunky, quite frankly, to be forced to choose between one or the other. Even though you really couldn't use both at the same time, you could see why it would be silly to have to worry about unpairing or breaking that communication, and eventually maybe missing a shot you can't achieve with this. This being your smartphone or tablet of choice. Again, remember, you will have to have a Play Memories application in order to download any Play Memories apps onto this camera, or any Sony camera that does support their Play Memory applications. But right now, let's go over the update. Touch to focus is something that's new. You can also see we now have ISO is coming up. We're in auto, so we're getting auto, but I would actually be able to adjust that. If I switch modes right now on the camera, which is what's cool about this, we should then also have the ability to make changes here, or at least that was my impression. Now it should work. Yep. As you can see, we've changed modes. I would like to see Sony allow us to change the modes here like you can do with the QX100. But that's not part of the software update yet. So this is a pretty big improvement. I mean, now we've got access to exposure compensation. You've got your aperture. ISO is still set to auto by default, but you can see now things coming together in terms of being able to control this camera in a way that generally you would not be able to, especially with that last update that I did. So you're getting access to all of those controls. Still wish we could actually change modes here. I'm sure Sony will eventually address that. Your shutter speed settings, not a lot has changed here, but now the review size, you do have the choice of the original or a 2 megapixel preview size. But let's go with the original. As you saw, the load time. And let's just see what an image looks like. I'm going to go ahead and take this remote, put it up here so you can actually get a nice look at what this camera does. Back it up so that we get a proper shot, and go ahead, touch to focus. Looks good. You'll see the speed with, at least for how long it takes to transfer this to my phone, because that's where it's going. So it's being written to your SD card in the camera, and then also being sent, as you noticed, either in 2 megapixel or original form. I can share that or just view it. And this should tell you everything you need to know. I mean, take a look at that. 24 megapixel full frame sensor. This is kit glass. I mean, imagine what you're going to be able to do with, stepping up that glass to something slightly more premium. I won't even say going the distance and breaking out the big bills, but really incredible. The touch to focus is nice. You now have all of the controls that I just showed you. If you have NFC on something like a Samsung device, they pretty much all do, then you have the benefit of being able to launch the Play Memories app without even having to touch it. If you're using something like the iPhone, no NFC, or an Android phone that does not have NFC, then you will just have to open the application. It's not a big deal. Once you've actually done that first pairing that I showed in the first demo, it's pretty much, smooth sailing from there. You're just going to open it up, it's going to recognize the device and open up the Play Memory app and sync. You're not going to have to enter in a code to repair it. And again, you do not need internet. This is all based on a direct Wi-Fi connection between the camera and your Wi-Fi enabled Android or iOS device. So I like everything they've done here. Bringing us more options, more flexibility, and I expect more. More will come. That's what Sony really has done with all of their cameras and their development of this type of stuff. They just continue to impress and give us new things, and that's where they are, in my opinion, one of the better, if not one of the best and most revolutionary, manufacturers right now in digital imaging. But overall, really like the A7 so far, if that hasn't been very clear through the course of my coverage. Really the culmination of Sony's digital imaging, and you can say arguably this planet's digital imaging because of what they've pulled off here. The smallest, lightest, full-frame, interchangeable mirrorless camera that also isn't priced incredibly highly, which is a big, or at least in my opinion, a very important feature here. Being able to pick up this kit for $2,000 buys you an incredible amount of capability to grow with if you're not ready for it out of the box. Or if you're a pro, you're going to feel right at home with all of the customization capability, all of the finger, thumb dials, customized buttons, and great viewfinder, hot shoe, incredible audio capability, and then the Wi-Fi applications with NFC launching capability, just cherries on top of what already represents a whole new wave of cameras, in my opinion, or a standard for other full frames to live up to, especially now that we've got a mirrorless other than Leica's product. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. And of course, as usual, please feel free to subscribe. Later.